Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome again to the extensive reading class. I hope everybody has been reading plenty? Yes?
Yes, we did.
How many minutes did you read last night?
Maybe an hour.
Really? Complimenti. I'm really proud of you. Well done. If that's true, that's really, really great. That's really great. And how about you?
20 minutes.
Okay. It's all right. That's the minimum. That's the minimum. Where did you read? Where did you read?
In my room.
In your room?
Yes, and there was my brother, so we read together a book that he read in Italian, and we finished the book.
That's great. That's really great. It's lovely sharing one's reading with other people. That's fantastic. That's really nice. That's a very good idea. And what about you, Amanda? Where did you read last night?
In my room, I read that I like very much.
Good.
And it's about four story about African people.
Fantastic. That's really good. That's lovely. What I'm really proud about you as a class, what I'm really pleased that you're doing, is that you're talking so much more freely about your experiences in English than you were when we started this program a few weeks ago. So I'm really proud of you. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay? I'm really pleased. Okay, today we're going to try something completely different. It's not going to be the written word today, it's going to be the spoken word. And I want your ears on alert. Okay? I want you to really be ready to listen carefully. Does everyone understand so far?
Yes.
Thumbs up? Good. Excellent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a CD, but Claudia's going to help me because, as you all know, whenever I touch a piece of technology, it doesn't work. So I'm going to take our star technologist in the class to help me. And so,
Okay.
Claudia, I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. I'm actually going to keep you here, and I'm going to ask you to manage the CD for me. So do you mind staying here in the class, okay? But you have to still do the task. Okay? You're fine with that. Okay, come on up, and we'll use this CD. None of you have read this book, have you? The Picture of Dorian Gray? Nobody's read it?
No.
No? Good. Excellent. Okay. So, Claudia's going to put it in. He's going to start the CD, and then he's going to stop it. He can choose to stop it where he wants. Okay? He's the teacher today, but you're also the student at the same time. Okay? Are you ready for the task?
Yes.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to start listening, and then he's going to stop. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Good. Okay. He's going to stop. He's going to stop it, and then what I want you to do, what I want all of us to do, because I have to guess as well, is to think what the next word might be. Okay? You will remember that we did the baseline testing at the beginning, which was called a cloze test, right? Where you had to think what the word was likely to be coming in next. So this is the same activity, but with your ears. Everybody understand?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Off you go.
Stage 3. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Retold by Jill Neville. Published in this edition by Oxford University Press, 1992. The Artist. Chapter 1. Through the open windows of the room came the rich scent of summer flowers. Lord Henry Wood.
What's the next word? What kind? Okay, that's quite a tricky place to have stopped. It's a very interesting place to have stopped. What do you think is the kind of word Lord Henry Wotton? What kind of word would we expect?
Maybe a verb. A verb.
Well done. It's most likely to be a verb because do you remember it said a level 3 book, didn't it? So level 3 books generally don't have a huge amount of subordination because the other likely word to be Lord Henry Wotton who, for example, who was a whatever, right? But we think it might be a verb. If we had to think of a verb, What tense is this? Lord Henry Wotton. What kind of tense do you think we're going to get here? Can we guess?
It's the starting of the story.
Yes.
So it could be the verb leave. So leave.
Yeah. So, okay, Lord Henry Wotton. What form of the verb?
Used to live.
Used to live, possibly. Good. Okay. Any other guesses?
It could be also the present.
Okay, it could be in the present tense.
Like an attitude.
Yeah, it could be. So, Lord Henry Wotton, a present tense verb.
Yeah.
Which one did you choose? It's right at the beginning of the story.
Yes.
Is. I think both are very good guesses. Ladies, do you have a guess?
Well, maybe there is a description of the protagonist.
Yes. So you would have is again, would you? Or in the past tense, perhaps?
Maybe, yes.
Yes, and so what would you put?
Maybe
Lord Henry Wotton
Lord Henry was
something. Yeah. Do you agree? Okay, so we have three choices. Off you go, let's see what we get.
Lay back in his chair and smoked his cigarette.
Stop. Okay, he lay back in his chair. And so now we know what tense this is in, don't we? We know it's in the
Present.
lay back in his chair. He lay back in his chair. If it were the present tense, it would be lies back in his chair. So it's in the
Past.
simple past, right? Simple past. Excellent. Right, shall we play it one more time, this game? Yeah. Tell me, do you enjoy it?
yeah.
Yes, I do.
Right, tell me why you enjoy it, this game.
Because it's, I think that captures you. That makes your mind go beyond.
It makes you think. It's not like doing it in the workbook, is it? It's very much more dynamic. And I don't know the answer either, because I would have gone with the verb to be, and I would have said, Lord Henry Wotton was. That's what I would have guessed. Okay? So, let's have it another time. Let's play the game one more time.
Beyond the soft sounds of the garden, he could just hear the noise of London. In the centre of the room,
What do we get now?
And center of room, there
Places.
is.
Yes.
There
There
is.
is, possibly,
There was.
but what there was,
There was,
because we know it's in the
present.
past tense. Okay. Do we need the there necessarily? Could we say in the centre of the room was? It would make sense as well. Okay, let's see what happens next.
there was a portrait
There was.
of a very beautiful young man. And in front of it stood the artist himself, Basil Hallward. It's your best work, Basil. The best portrait that you've ever painted.
Ah, that's quite a difficult place to start. I have to say, you're much tougher than I would be. It's the best portrait you've ever painted. Now, does everyone understand the language so far? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Thumbs here, thumbs down. Cozy, cozy. Right. Does someone want to explain what has happened so far?
There was direct speech.
Direct, very good. Direct speech. So, Lord Henry Wotton, the first character that we met, is speaking to, who is he speaking to?
Artist.
The artist who painted the picture. He's standing in front of this painting. The painting is of, who was it?
A portrait.
It was a portrait, lovely, of a, what was the words used? The portrait of a, what was it? Portrait of a lady? Portrait of a,
Old man.
was it an old man? It was a very beautiful young man. A young man. A very beautiful young man. And if we remember, the name of the story is The Portrait of Dorian Gray. Okay, so we've got to this point where we've come to the end of speech. It's the most beautiful portrait you've ever painted. Let's think instead of the word, what might happen next? What might be the next kind of comment?
The narrator should say, that the Lord said to the artist.
Possibly, yes. A little bit of meta-language getting us from one speaker to another, like, so Lord Henry Wotton said, something like that, perhaps. That's good, very good. I think that's very good understanding. I'm really pleased with you today because you're really thinking. You're thinking about how text works, and that's very good. That kind of ability to predict, to anticipate, is one of the key elements of people who are good readers. Because not only are they good at sort of expecting what kind of story it will be once they've figured out the genre, they're also very good at anticipating what will come, which makes them, what do you think? If you can anticipate what happens, if you can guess what will happen, what does that make you, how does that make you read? Slowly or fast?
Faster.
Faster. The faster you read, the more efficient you are, the better you are at reading. Okay? So these are really good skills you're learning. Okay? Shall we listen to what it says next?
Okay.
Said Lord Henry later.
He's a god, isn't he? Applause for Claudian. Did you listen to this on your own before? Yeah, I'm really impressed. You can sit down. Thank you. Thank you. That was really, really good work. Now, did you enjoy this task?
Yes,
Yeah, you did. Did you realise how much grammar you were thinking about when you were doing this task? We talked about whether to expect a verb or a relative pronoun. We talked about tense. We talked about the kinds of structures, the syntactic structures we expect, the way language is put together to convey a bigger idea. So we've actually revised a huge amount of grammar and language work, quite painlessly, doing a fun game. Okay? So that's, as far as I'm happy, I didn't have to prepare anything at all. Claudia did all the work for me. So thank you very much. Okay? So we can also use these CDs to do predictive activities. So we're going to do one very quickly now, in which, so we have these two characters who are talking to each other, and there's this beautiful portrait on the wall. Let's imagine it. Okay, we have this beautiful portrait of a handsome young man on the wall, okay, and there is Lord Henry Wotton. Okay, here's Lord Henry Wotton, and he's sitting, isn't he? He's lying back, and he has a cigarette, doesn't he? And the artist, where is the artist? Why don't you be the artist? You be the artist. Right. That is the most beautiful portrait you've ever done. What's going to happen next?
Maybe the artist can propose to bring the picture into a gallery.
That's a very nice idea. Excellent. Does everyone agree, or do you have some other ideas?
I think because of the level of the book.
Claudio, can I just say, when you say something in class, can you please raise your hand?
Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah, off you go.
Because of the level of the book, that is level 3, the artist may thank the Lord of what he said.
Right, excellent. He might say, thank you so very much. Yes, I'm very pleased with it too. Do we think there might be a but that would follow that? What kind of story do we think the picture of Dorian Gray is? Has anyone got a guess as to... Yes, Claudia?
Maybe there is a legend and the picture may get old in the place
it
of...
may have a life of its own.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So that's actually a very good guess. But it's very nice to be able to start thinking about what might happen next. How about could there another person come into the room? Who might the other person be who comes into the room? The subject, very good, beautiful, the subject of the painting. The subject of the painting. And what might he say? What might the subject of the painting say?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's me. Okay, thank you very much. That's very good. Shall we just listen to what happens next and see how good we were at predicting? What do? I just press... oh, God.
Hi there.
Hi there. It says skip. You come. I'm so useless. You do it. Okay? And we'll just listen to see what comes next.
Send it to the best art gallery in London. No, Basil said slowly. No, I won't send it anywhere. Lord Henry was surprised. But my dear Basil, why not? He asked. What strange people you artists are. You want to be famous, but then you're not happy when you are famous. It's bad when people talk about you, but it's much worse when they don't talk about you.
You can stop. Very good. I have to say, your predictive abilities are outstanding. We will be doing this kind of activity regularly because I want you to develop your predictive abilities. You're doing it all the time naturally when you're reading. We always read with expectations, always. We always read with expectations. We always think something is going to happen next. And the good storyteller often surprises us with the unexpected, with the frightening. We heard some wonderful talking about the anxiety certain stories gave us because of the tension of not knowing what would happen next, because it wasn't predictable, okay? What we're also going to do regularly is we're going to listen to one of these stories, and just a chapter at a time, at the end of the lesson before we go home. And then I will want you to think about what might happen next, and to tell me in the next class. Thank you very much. Claudia, thank you very much, my artist. Thank you, everybody. You were absolutely brilliant today. Thank you.